Hiya, pals. Hi, pals, and welcome to the Disneyland Paris Show. Here's your hosts, Lucy, Chris, and Hugh. Gosh. And now, Disneyland Paris News. The media event for Avengers Campus reveals more details about the land.
Dole Whip is back.
Toilets get an upgrade. And Disneyland Paris burgers go beyond meat.
I think we're sensing a tone to this show already.
I start giggling because I forget about that little clip of what's he called? Adlo Hanran Hanrahan or something from the Day Today. Going news.
Indeed. Right, how are we all today? Welcome to another Disneyland Paris news show. We are experiencing a bit of a heat wave here in the UK, so I hope that you're all out there enjoying it.
Sorry.
Peter
O'Hanrahan.
Oh, did you just bell yourself?
I did.
Very good.
It's a family show.
We got Sunday email from school today to warn us that kids had to wear sun hats and sun cream and all this kind of thing. And so I just want to make the Australians and the Americans who watch our show laugh because it's currently 22 degrees Celsius and that is 71 degrees Fahrenheit.
It was hotter than that today.
Yorkshire people get letters home from school when it is 22 degrees. I don't think it was hotter than 22. It's 24.
It's been maffed in. Today.
It's 28 degrees tomorrow, though. It's 28. What's 28? Oosh. I'm going to tell you.
Oosh, that seems like a lot.
28 in dollars.
A lot of
Let's guess.
82. Sorry.
I'm going to guess 82.
It's 82 degrees Fahrenheit tomorrow.
I'm going to guess 84.
And we're getting severe weather warnings. I just thought it would amuse people because I think that's slightly ridiculous. Right.
Before we kick off with the news, Lucy, I'm noticing that you're making use of something that I brought you last week. So,
Hey, ole, it's showtime. Hold together. Your tiki cup in your tiki cup. Well, you made yourself a beverage, now drink it up from your tiki cup.
Look at that. Works, doesn't it?
Listeners, Lucy's using a big pineapple glass. It's massive.
It is huge.
It's like a pint. I had my big 1.5 litre water bottle that I usually drink from, and most of it went into this. But I am still been boring with my choice of beverage because it is Tesco's Cherries and Berries cordial.
Oh,
obviously.
Boring. Chris and I are drinking Vimto Zero, mango, strawberry, and pineapple.
It's very pungent.
Is it?
Yeah, I haven't tried it yet, but it's very pungent.
Totally tropical. I am going to cut mine, Chris, with some Passoa. I think these Tiki Cup segments are much more interesting in the back half of the year when I'm drinking.
I'd agree with that. Wow, you really are cutting it with Passoa.
Yeah, I like to put a generous amount of Passoa in it. The passion drink made with
passion fruit.
Real passion fruit.
Oh.
Look at this bottle, viewers. Listeners, Google it.
Passoa is available in any local liquor store.
We will get on to Disneyland Paris in a minute, but I just want to say, as many of you know, I say I don't drink. What happened with that is I cut down drinking, and then one day thought, God, I haven't had a drink for whatever it was, 4 months, 5 months, and thought, do you know what? I don't drink. And then just never drank again. But I always say to you, I haven't given up drinking, and I think that you gave me a glass of wine last time I was at one of your house things.
No, it was the Brooks.
Yeah, which I then left half of because I forgot I had it.
There you go.
And then I've had a week this week. I've had a bit of a week, not enjoyed it. And I just saw that bottle of Passoa and thought, I think I might want a glass of white wine.
Ooh.
I haven't had one I don't know, how long have I not drunk, Hugh?
3 years.
3 years, I mean, except for like half glasses at places like that.
But when we started doing the podcast, we used to share a bottle of wine
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we did.
So
it wasn't a good idea.
it really wasn't.
I think listening back to those podcasts might have been instrumental in me stopping drinking.
There was me and you on the wine and Hugh on the Coke.
Do you want some Passoa?
A cola.
Anyone for some Passoa?
Let me have a sniff and I'll have a decision.
No, I'm honestly, Magical by Sarah said a teacher doesn't drink, that must be a first. Well, that might be why I start drinking again, Magical by Sarah, to be honest. And it just so happens, because I'm a teacher and people presume I drink, I did get bought a bottle of white wine for Christmas, which I think is still in the fridge. So you guys talk amongst yourselves while I go pour myself a small glass of white wine.
It's actually happening.
Right.
Oh, my word. Things are going to go south.
So, should we see who's in the chat then?
Let's do that. I have to press a button, don't I? Here we go. Have we got you?
Who are they?
Oh, ball, please. I like to make that as unimpressive as possible.
You're doing a very good job of
something
that.
a bit like that on the Diz where they go, all aboard! But I like to do the opposite of that. I like to be unimpressive and quiet.
Tickets, please.
First in the chat, let me switch to live chat, not top chat, was Jill Johnson.
Hey, Jill.
She's loving the merch, Chris, because there's a link to some merch in the chat. But should we come on to that?
I'll talk about that later.
Get on that later. Dunn Family said, am I first? Sorry, Dunn Family. We got Magical by Sarah as well. Andrew's here, and Claire, and Emma, and Pauline, and Katia, and John, and Kiva, and Aaron, and Lauren, and Daisy, and Sam, and who is Nate, and Wits Wanderlust, and Mark Chester, and Alex is here, and Conan and Amelia, and I think that's it. Bob Sangwell, bringing up the rear. Hi, Bob. He says, hi, boys, but Bob,
hi, boys.
Hold on to your hat, because Lucy's also here.
Lucy brings wine. Yeah, this was bought for me for Christmas, so that tells you.
There will be a point where
how
we
drinking is
can't
going.
read out everyone's name. If I missed anyone, do let me know. But there will be a point when we can't do it anymore because we'll be too famous and popular.
Would you like a challenge, Hugh?
There'll be too many listeners.
Would you like a challenge? Because we talked about this right before the show started. When we get to talking about our audience trip roundup later on, wouldn't it be interesting to know how many days it is until everybody goes? So if everyone bangs in, how many days till they go in the chat? And I'm going to make Hugh figure it all out, and he can do that later on as well.
Figure it out?
Yeah,
What? Just
read it out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But you're going to have to go back through all the chat to find out.
Or I can write it in my notebook.
Well, you could do, yeah.
Right, I'm going to go in reverse order with the news because, as usual, the least exciting stuff's at the end, and then we can save
Beyond Meat is...
Well, no, that's quite exciting, but we can save the big, well, literally, the meaty stuff for later on. So, Disneyland Paris burgers go beyond meat. We now have a new partner with Disneyland Paris to add to Laughing Cow and Rhino...
Nutella. Rhino Shield.
Rhino Shield.
Rhino Shield.
And all those exciting things. But this one I think is quite good. It's a new vegan meatless product, and they have Beyond Sausage, Beyond Burgers, and Beyond Meatballs that are now available park-wide, I do believe. Now, the thing is, I had a little bit of a New Year's resolution to reduce the amount of animal products in my diet without necessarily going vegan.
In your cereal.
And it's one of those, it's not even that I broke this New Year's resolution. I just kind of forgot I was doing it, if you know what I mean.
Just stop drinking Bovril.
Yeah. But one of the things that I said to myself is when you're in a restaurant, look at the meatless options first. And then if you don't like them, fine, go and have something meaty. But I think this might inspire me when we go to Disneyland Paris in 27 days to have a meatless burger, see what it's like.
I've heard very good things about Beyond Meat. I was veggie for 14 years.
What?
Yeah, and an accident is what made me start eating meat again. But that's a story for another day, probably.
Was it an accident with a stick of celery?
No, it was an accident with a
sausage.
No, a vegetarian pancake starter at an Italian restaurant that we've all been to on many occasions in Batley.
Oh, yeah.
Only I didn't get the vegetarian one. The chicken and mushroom one came out. And when I tried it, I've told the story now. I've just about told the story. When I ate it and it was chicken, I went, oh, that's chicken. And then I felt really, really sick. Immediately felt ill because of what I'd done.
Because you know, yeah.
But then thought, but it doesn't taste bad, so why do I feel like that? And I just pushed myself for the next maybe 6 months to just try meat and understand whether I like it or not. And it turned out that I did.
Very good. When you said accident, I thought a physical injury of some kind.
That forced me to have to eat meat from
You
now
mean
on.
it was by a mistake? It was a mistake that made you do it. That's good. My brother went pescatarian for a while, and then he had. He said, I was at a festival and I had a steak and ale pie, and he went, I felt strong as an ox. I remember him saying it. He says, I just felt as strong as an ox, so I had to carry on.
I had
There you
tofu
go.
for tea today, though. Tofu. Yeah.
Chris, we had our first Dixon's ice cream today.
Ooh.
Dixon's is a local Huddersfield ice cream merchant, and we were like, today's the day we're going to have some. There's one in Batley now, so we thought we'll get one there maybe on the way back. Anyway, because we visited Susie. But we actually found, because we decided to have lunch at Castle Hill, and on the way we found a little tea room that's called Dixon's Ices.
This is
So
a
we got
really
there.
long story.
But the thing is, I got a vegan cherry because I wanted cherry, and he kind of warned me it was cherry. Vegan. He went, it's vegan. As if I was going to go, ugh, no thanks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Odd.
I don't think there's anything missing from it that would make,
Everyone try, next time you go to a Disneyland Paris restaurant and you think, I fancy the burger, just have a word with yourself and go, I'm going to try the Beyond Meat burger. You never know, you might love it.
Or
You might absolutely love it.
Or make that decision to just try it somewhere where the food doesn't cost quite as much.
Oh yeah, okay. Okay, that's a fair point as well.
Tell me about toilets.
Toilets. Do you want to know about toilets?
Do I?
Well, I really like this. The toilets near Tower of Terror.
Yeah.
That's a really good vocal warm-up, by the way. Toilets near Tower of Terror have they've had an upgrade so that there is now like a stick that comes out that way with the green or the red on to say whether they are in use or not.
Oh.
So that you can walk in and see from the top of the aisle whether there's any open doors. As
Without having
opposed
to wander down and find out.
And when you have to tentatively push them.
Yeah.
And someone goes, I'm using this. And you go, oh, sorry. Or they say something in French. They go, eh, sacré bleu. And you go, oh, pardon. None of that's needed because we now have these little things that stick out. And when an idea is so simple,
Yeah.
you think, why doesn't the whole world operate like that?
Because
It's
people
like-
kick doors down and like go to most toilets in the UK anyway. Go to most toilets, public toilets in the UK, and the locks don't work properly anywhere. And if they do, they're just hanging on. By a
Lucy,
thread.
wouldn't say most.
you haven't been.
It must be boys'
Yeah,
toilets.
it is. You cannot go to any bar or pub toilet in any city centre and the toilet locks are always broken. I'm talking like 90% of the time. The toilets, like it's a thing, isn't it?
So you have to learn if you're a person who uses a cubicle and pees standing up, you have to learn to use a foot against the door and balance on one foot,
or lean back
against
against
the door
it. I like that
aim
one.
high.
Yeah, I like that one.
I want to make a
You
graphic
don't
of
realise
this.
the trials and tribulations
I'm
of
going to
being
say,
a man.
I want to make a graphic of this where the boys are one side sort of living through this hell and the girls are kind of emerging out of this pink powder puff on the other side of the aisle because
Have you ever-
I really don't know this.
You've been in a ladies' toilet.
I've walked past men's toilets and they stink.
I went in a ladies' toilet in our friend's pub, and
Why?
it was a magical. It was Sarah Barnes.
Oh.
It was a magical place. It had a mirror, a freestanding mirror.
Oh yeah,
It smelled
Stella Bar.
nice.
It was gorgeous.
It smelled nice. Yeah.
We had little products on the side.
We have a
It was
trough.
lovely.
We have a trough. It's barbaric.
We really need to stick to Disneyland Paris. We've
Yeah,
kind
come
of
on.
touched on it twice, and then we go off on tangents.
Well, we can, but first I think we should just say, Aaron's just put in the chat, since transitioning, they've learnt that men's toilets absolutely have a higher chance of having broken locks than women's. See, it's true. It's a real
I am so
problem.
glad you're here to do actual scientific research on that when the rest of us.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's happening at
Can't
Disney?
really
Yeah, I only know this because I've happened to wander into one on occasion, the ladies.
Dole Whip is back. Well, Cafe de la Bruce has reopened. That's what actually happened.
Don't
And
bring
then-
me down.
So
Bruce.
that means Dole Whip is back available, but I don't think it's Mango Whip.
No,
It
I
won't
saw
be.
a
It
picture.
won't be. It
I
won't
saw a
be because
picture
that
of
would make me
someone
happy, and it won't be because
try-
nothing makes me happy.
I saw someone triumphantly holding what they said was a Dole Whip, but to me it looked like a Mango Whip because it was quite a rich orange as opposed to the paler orange.
And
I
it's
thought-
not a Dole Whip either. It's a pineapple whip float we have, isn't it? Unless they've got
No, I think it's a Dole Whip
Have they got
now.
the branding now?
I think they do now.
Yeah,
No, do they not?
I don't know. But when it started, they made it very clear that it was Dole, but they're not promoting it as Dole, so I don't know.
Because it did used to be a pineapple
Licensing
whip
issues. It's
Yeah.
a laughing cow cheese.
Because
Pineapple.
you can get it at Yorkshire Wildlife Park, so why not Disneyland Paris?
Don't know.
True
Just
story.
saying, man.
I think this conversation is a brilliant segue into our merchandise. Would you agree, or do you want to save it for later?
No, we can do it now.
Have I just caught you on the fly?
No, you haven't caught me on the fly at all.
So,
He's
you
look at him,
guys-
he's unshaken.
I am. Yeah.
the next person on the ground has to go to Café de la Bruce and confirm that this is a pineapple flavoured frozen treat as opposed to a mango flavoured frozen treat. But in the meantime...
Well, no. Even when you do, what you could do is you could wear a shirt that says, "Mine's a mango whip."
Yeah.
And when they won't have one, they'll say, "Sorry, we do not do this."
Look at our non-Disney branded merchandise. How clever we are.
Yes. Hugh's been very busy doing some drawings, and we've
Well,
put them onto
I've been a little bit
T
busy.
Public if you want to get a T-shirt. If you happen to want to, I'm going to buy one of each to take with me when we go in August. And we're currently sorting out some stickers. I think I mentioned this last week as well. The other stuff's available on there too. The link is in the comments.
I'm going to just, for the viewers, hold up, because those were like some...
Oh, yeah. Do you want me to go back to big if you're going to show it?
How do I find us?
At the moment, not easily because the search bit hasn't gone in. Maybe use the link that I sent in the chat earlier.
Yeah.
Or the link that's in the comments here.
Oh, yes, it was, wasn't it?
Yes, indeed it was. So, yeah, there are a number of different things available in T Public for these. And there's also a 37 Disney Street one as well, if you happen to want one that says 37DS on it and has a letterbox.
We look very nice.
We were
on
just trying out
t-shirts.
some... So here's a t... Oh,
cool.
here's a
Yeah, here we go.
t-shirt. We were just trying out some of the colour options.
Can make
That's
everybody
good.
feel sick.
They've got it. They've got
and
it.
we tested a few different ones. So, like, it doesn't work on certain colours. So just, select your colour and see if it works.
The only thing I'd say
Because
about
like, there's some black in there, so don't get black because
the text
there's black on
disappears.
black and it won't work. So, but, use your judgment.
What I'd say about T Public is they have sales every other week, pretty much, by the looks of it. So if it's ever on full price, unless you desperately want to pay full price for it, I'd hold out and try and get them cheaper another time because there tends to be always like 20-ish, 25% off.
Tiki Cup's nice
They're
in red.
expensive. They're unfortunately are, but it's the
I've
only
just
place we can
remembered
get them done.
something. I like wine.
Oh, dear.
I tell you what, as well, Lucy, when you brought
Yeah,
it over,
Hugh-
that is
Hugh's-
a crisp, cool glass of wine.
Oh,
that
it is.
Yeah, so these pictures Chris is is putting up now.
Lucy's back. We've missed you.
I know. Did you hear Hugh's reaction? Like, it was,
Yeah, wait,
that's such a lovely 3 years.
It's like... don't matter. Let's not get into that. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, so those pictures Chris put up, they were slightly older ones with borders on. But
Yes.
yeah, the T-shirts on T Public are quite cool.
But the
I'm
bordered one,
getting one.
The bordered ones are the ones I'm going to use for creating the stickers.
Yeah, man.
Although you can buy stickers on T Public as well if you want to.
Mm.
I wouldn't because they're very expensive. I'm just going to point this out. I know we're putting them on there and we're going, hey, buy our shirts, but definitely get them in sale. And that is the cheapest way I could find to do this.
Mm.
But they aren't. But the money just come to us, or some of it does. Most of it does.
Right.
There you go. Anyway, enough of that.
The next.
Enough of that nonsense.
And if no one gets them, well, we can wear them.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
like I said, I'm going to buy some.
I
Yeah.
like it. The next, now they want an I Like Wine t-shirt. I honestly think those already exist. It's very yummy mummy kind of merch, is that. Right, the next big piece of news is there was a media event for Avengers Campus. Not only that, it was live streamed, wasn't it?
was.
Now, we
Yeah.
couldn't watch the live stream because we weren't completely abandoning Disney. We were in a dark cinema watching Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh, I really want to see that. Hopefully this week, so we can talk about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
'cause, Chris mentioned this to us, and I kind of said, yeah, we'll try and watch it, but I find those things really boring.
They are, and they're often overly produced and in 2 languages, so you have to wait 5 minutes between English segments and things. But how was it, Chris? Did you watch it?
I watched along with. We did a watch party. Me and the Dunn family.
Oh,
Me and
right.
Darren Dunn, kind of, yeah.
An
Except
intimate
that
party.
I was watching it on Facebook, and I was and the problem with the videos on Facebook on your phone is it switches off as soon as you go to message somebody. So every time I went to reply to a message that Darren had sent through, I lost a few seconds of the video when I went back. I watched the first bit when they kind of opened it. It was all right. There was Spider-Man there speaking French. It was kind of fun because he was sat with his legs dangling over the edge of the wall and like just letting them like very deliberately dangle. You can't see what I'm doing here. I'm dangling my legs.
Were they real or were they like obviously like stuffed tights just
No,
hanging there?
It was good.
I love that.
Everyone's favorite
fake legs.
Everyone's favorite Disney villain was there.
The Taskmaster. Because we watched someone.
Oh, Bob Chapek was there. Thing is, I've
So the
only
Taskmaster.
seen a handful of photos of him, so I don't know if he smiled and talked, but from several different Twitter feeds, I just saw him looking so frosty and cold and like he didn't want to be there and out of place, and everyone else was smiling and he was just stood like
Maybe
with his
people thought he
arm
was the
down.
Kingpin.
Was he-
Kingpin.
Well, he did look like the Kingpin.
Kingpin.
And his favorite, your favorite Marvel superhero was there as well.
Yes, she was.
Brie
Yes.
was there.
Marie. There was. I had to tell Lucy who one of them was because Black Panther and
Black Widow.
Black Widow were fighting someone, and she was like, "Who's he?" I was like, "Who's she?" It's Taskmaster from Widow. Black Widow. Widow. From Widow.
Well, that's part of mine.
What's her face was there? You know, her who runs it all. That I always want to call
Nata-
Natasha Kaplinski.
Natasha Rafalski,
That's
and
what I
I'm not
said.
sure it's Rafalski either. I think that's me getting
I think it is.
overexcited with
Were there
me.
any celebs then?
Yeah, Brie Larson.
Oh, she was there.
She
Brie
was
Larson
The
there.
rumor was
Yeah.
true,
Yes,
but no Tom Holland.
didn't see Tom Holland unless he was in the Spider-Man.
Well, he's
outfit.
very short. Maybe
Yeah.
he was there, but it was someone was
Well,
in the way.
again, I only noticed Brie Larson was there because Bob Chapek appeared, and I immediately went to my message with Darren to go, "Oh, look, Disney villain there."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I came back, they were waving and walking off. So, so I only spotted her right at the end as she was waving to leave.
So, what do we now know about Avengers Campus that we didn't know this time last week? So, they've got photo pass kiosks at the end of Flight Force. This is, I suppose, it's similar to the Magic Band ones that you get in Disney World, but it just means that you can go and scan your own photo pass next to your ride photo, bing bang, uploaded, no fuss, as opposed to having to go to and talk to a person and look through photos like you used to do. Although, to be fair, we've never done that. You have, haven't you? Got ride photos.
Yeah.
And did you have to talk to a human?
No. Oh, now then.
I see desks of humans.
No, you don't. So the desks are there if you want to go and buy them, but if you've got PhotoPass, you don't have to because the photos go straight onto your PhotoPass anyway.
Oh, okay. How do they
think-
know to go
I
onto?
think.
How do they know to go onto your photo?
Oh, no, they wouldn't know, would they? Yeah, you must have to go and do it. Yeah, we must have done. We must have gone and told them.
Okay, you don't have to now.
Right.
They've got kiosks, self-checkouts. Yeah. Self-checkout for Flight Force. Let's hope that goes park-wide because it's a lot better. I mean, it's 2022. We don't want to talk to people. That's so unreasonable. And while we're on that subject, Mission Equipment has mobile checkout also.
Claire says the actor who plays Mantis was there. Pom
Oh, yeah.
Clementif.
Yeah, she was there too.
Ah,
Okay.
I like her a lot.
I didn't see.
She's nice. And now we were talking
She's
to,
nice.
we went to visit Susie today. It was lovely. And we were talking about Disney World and she went, how great is that mobile checkout? Because at World of Disney, you just get a bag, fill it, and you scan into your shop, on your mobile phone, and then just walk out of the store.
Have you seen the Amazon shops?
Yes.
There's one open in London where you literally just you sign into your Amazon account as you walk through the door, pick up what you like and walk out, and
Yeah.
it all just goes straight into your account and you pay for it.
Yeah.
Oh, that is brilliant.
Yeah.
That is so clever.
Just a shame it's Amazon.
So
Well, yeah, there is that. But
I mean-
it is clever though.
basically, they've got this at the shops. I think they do. There is a cast member who, as you go out, you have to open your bag and they look
Yeah.
in. That's it, I think.
Show them the
What have
goods.
you
But you don't have
bought?
to queue up.
Is that stock take?
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, I got that.
I don't know. I think people are just generally more trustworthy than we think. But I thought when that was first announced in Disney World, I thought, is that the scope for stealing pins and just kind of folding them
Hey,
in?
don't be giving
No, I'm
people
not
ideas.
encouraging it at all. But you know what I mean? And just kind of folding it in a massive Spirit jersey or something. It just seems, it doesn't seem very thorough to me. But hey ho.
If you've got a shifty look in your eyes. Speaking of which, do you know, I got Susie, when we were on holiday, she requested I pick her up a magnet that had the castle on it and the 50th mentioned on there. And I was going to say, like, at the time, because I couldn't find it anywhere, like, is this something you've seen? I'm presuming, not something you've just imagined. And I finally found it in the world of Disney. And I said to myself, it's going to be anywhere. It must be in here. And it was. It turned out today, when she got it, she hadn't seen it. She had just imagined it. Yeah. So I managed to find something that she'd imagined, because she just thought there must be a fridge magnet with the castle on and the 50th logo for Walt Disney World. And she imagined it, and luckily I found it. It amused me that, because all along I was thinking, actually, well, she must have seen it somewhere. She hadn't. Anyway,
Emma Sylvester says she thinks Iman Vellani was there as well.
I don't know who Iman Vellani is either. I'm going to have a look.
Aaron says that they believe that they've added a PhotoPass kiosk at the end of Space Mountain too.
Oh, it's
good.
Ms. Marvel, isn't it?
I love her. I think she's ace.
Oh, we haven't started watching it yet.
No.
I'm an episode behind now. I haven't watched last week's because I was in Switzerland.
He was.
But I'm absolutely loving Ms. Marvel.
Ms. Marvel.
And Wits Wonderlust is just asking if the Patreon people have got their link already. Have you sent that out?
No, because we're not doing a Patreon one today because we're recording our episode of Lightyear, aren't we? So we're going to record our classics, so to speak, episode of Lightyear this week, which will be available to Patreon pals early, but we won't have a live show this week. We'll have one next week. Sorry, I should have said that right at the start. And
Shame on you.
I know, I'm awful.
David Wilson has already ordered a Tiki Cup t-shirt.
What colour?
Oh.
Yes.
This is what's going to define you.
And Mark Chester said he missed the link to order the t-shirts, but Emma has come to his rescue and said the link is in the description down below. Thank you, Emma, but I did have to say that out loud in case anyone else wonders.
I'd love to see someone in the park wearing one of these.
Yeah.
I'll be like,
ooh, that might not sound good.
sorry.
There was a laser
in-ear headphone people.
A laser show.
Yes, I've just seen someone's video. So somebody tweeted earlier
cool.
saying we managed to see the end of the drone show from the car park, and the drones did the big Avengers logo, which is pretty cool.
Oh.
Yes. Oh yeah, that looked really, really good. And fireworks are lovely. I've never been a huge firework fan outside of Disney. I kind of think they're very expensive and they go puff and that's it. But laser shows and drone shows and projection mapping, the ones on the Tower of Terror, I think are the absolute best. So I'm excited about that. That looked fantastic. We now get a closer look at the offerings on the food trucks. You got the fantastic food truck that serves New York style hot dogs and cheesecake.
Ooh. Will it be as good as the cheesecake in Friends? That's what you
the crouch on the floor.
I want that.
Yeah.
They make it sound so delicious.
Yeah.
Mama's Little Bakery.
And the Web Brigade food truck serves noodles and coconut balls.
Ooh.
I presume that's coconut meatballs.
Yes,
I presume.
please.
That is
Yeah,
where
that
I
sounds
would
great
go
as
in.
well.
I think I'd go there and not the hot dogs, to be honest.
I will have both, please.
But we are yet to find if they will be consistently open. Come on, Disneyland Paris.
Well,
Give
it's
us some
just
food trucks.
Open for a length of time. It's not just between 12 and 4:30.
Between 2 and 2:45.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, Taskmaster was fighting Black Panther and Black Widow. We've had a chat about that. They had some roaming characters, including Sam Wilson as Captain America, Loki, and Thor.
The taxi was there as well. You know the car that they're driving? That were there.
Oh, yeah.
The little, whatever it is.
The taxi.
The taxi. You know they've got a car to, so the superheroes don't have to fly in. Like they would do in actuality. They've got a car that they're driving.
Oh.
Drive around in. Do you remember us talking about this?
Probably, because I probably mentioned
Superman
Toys had a car, and you're like, why would he have a car, flying car?
They called it something, though, didn't they? Like the...
Avenger cab.
I can't remember. It'll come back to me. Someone says Sam Wilson is Captain America. I understand that Sam Wilson is Captain America, but there are two Captain Americas, so I felt the need to say Sam Wilson as Captain America.
I had to explain this to Lucas
Chris
yesterday as well.
Yeah, I think their point is that Sam Wilson is the one and only Captain America.
So I can just say Captain America. I know, that's... when I was writing my notes, I thought, do I just say Captain America because he is?
See, what you should have said was Captain America was there, just to be really clear to everybody who maybe doesn't understand this, so that we don't have to go into a lengthy conversation about it. Sam Wilson now is Captain America.
Yes. I know this. I know the canon. It was just... It's
Before it disappears off the chat, can I just
current.
say to my viewing buddy Darren has asked for a shout out to his special guest watching for the first time, baby Darren and Maisie, and their granddaughters Poppy and Daisy are all watching.
Yay!
There you go.
Hello.
Welcome to the family, Dunn family. Well, you're already part of the Dunn family, but now you're part of
Extended
our
family.
family.
Baby Darren, Maisie, Poppy and Daisy in the house. Hi.
Shouting out. Okay.
Hi, pals.
Did you see how the media guests checked into the media event?
No.
Oh, this was so cool.
Did they beam in on the Bifrost?
Cooler than that.
Cooler than that?
Cooler than the Bifrost. So there was a coffee shop in Hotel New York, and if they went round the back of the counter and in the corner, there was a door that went to a cold storage unit, and they went into the cold storage unit, and in the corner of there was all
bitten by a spider.
There was shelves with food and things that you would find in a cold storage unit, and then there was a secret door behind the shelves of the cold storage unit that took them to a secret lair where there was an Avengers desk where they could sign in. It was so cool. It was so choice.
And then they walked through the Disney Village to the studios and walked through the studios to Avengers Campus.
Presumably, I don't think they used...
Did they get in the Marvel cab?
Unless they've got utilidors, like underneath. But no, I think they got given a lanyard and then they had to go back out.
They continue out the back, but they ended up by the train station and they have to walk past the €1 guys. €1. I love those guys.
Don't you think those guys would run when they saw an Avenger come in, though? You know, like the way they do when they see the gendarmes.
Yeah.
They all disappear.
Yeah.
Like
Claire
that.
says, I don't think Steve Rogers will ever appear in the parks again, to be honest. Now, I would just remind you of Star Wars and how they tried to make everything first order and the likes, and they're definitely going back on that. So it just depends on popularity, doesn't it?
Is... Right, Steve Rogers as Captain America has recently appeared in California as a zombie. You know the zombie? Yeah. So I don't know if that's like, if they're going with that canon, that he's now the undead and Sam Wilson is the current... Well, I know Sam Wilson is the current Captain America. I understand that. Yes. He's still in California, Emma is saying. I think they can do what they like, and I'm up for both of them.
Yeah. And also, there's nothing wrong with people wanting to see Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
And you know, and them saying, no, he's my Captain America because he's because Sam Wilson is new, isn't he? Like, he's only been Captain America for about 10 minutes.
I do like him as Captain America, though. It was.
I didn't like his lumpy suit. It reminded me of, do you know when Bob Mortimer dresses up as Noel Edmonds in that naked costume and he's all lumpy? It was a very lumpy costume. And no one else seemed to be talking about that online. I think I tried to say it was lumpy, and someone shot me down. They were like, "No, it's a good costume. Shut up."
That's an image I got out of my head.
Yeah, if you don't know what that is, look up Bob Mortimer, Noel Edmonds.
Can I say something
Google
about,
Images?
about the Avengers Campus? So Jim Shull tweeted yesterday, and he said put some pictures of the circular greeting shelter, but he's just put the characters. He said the circular character greeting shelter turned out well. Simple and dramatic was the design goal. A space for any future MCU characters to appear. I just find it really cool that there's people behind all of this who've done the Imagineering and designed these spaces, but you look at it and you don't really think beyond that and the effort that's gone into it and what that original brief might be, and just think that's pretty cool. And he's put some really nice pictures.
His heart's aching though that they don't get to see it through. Oh.
Also, Lucy, I've just noticed that for you wine drinkers out there, Blue Chardonnay's available in select locations.
Someone was mentioning that in the chat as well, and I wasn't sure what they were on about. I did my
basically all the booze has got food dye in it.
I bought some Blue Lagoon alcoholic drink yesterday. It's blue.
Good story.
Well, it's blue.
Right, I think that's all I've got. Other than to say, I am so freaking excited about this.
Can I say something? again,
Yes.
to do with Avengers Campus. There's two things I've noticed from looking at pictures from watching the thing yesterday. The first thing, and I think you'll be really happy about this, all that concept
I'll
art,
be the judge of that.
all that concept art had a lot of greenery in it, and there appears to be a lot of greenery.
I saw that.
Good.
Yes.
Loads, especially around Friday.
Good.
At the outside of the Rock and Roller Coaster as was.
I'm
Which is
happy
really
about
cool.
That. Yeah.
The only thing that maybe I'm not so happy about is there's somebody tweeted a picture of before and after of the Rock and Roller Coaster and the branding and design of that, which is still very studios heavily influenced and everything, but bright and colourful and engaging. And then how it all looks now, which is that big massive sweeping fascia and the Quinjet and an awful lot of grey, and it feels very kind of corporate. The whole thing just feels very corporate, and I'm sure I won't feel like this when I get there, but looking at videos of it and pictures of it, it doesn't fill me with masses of excitement.
Well, I've seen again from 2 or 3 3 or 4 or 5 Twitter feeds saying the detail in the Imagineering in this land is amazing. I can't wait to go again and check out all the amazing details. But I'm like you, when they show a pan shot, it's not like Main Street, you immediately see the detail. You immediately see there's loads of different colours and shapes and fonts.
Well,
I was like
Galaxy's
you.
Edge as well. You can any pictures of that, you see it and it's instantly recognisable. I can't speak today. Instantly recognisable as being that Star Wars world.
Yeah.
Whereas this just feels like it could be anywhere and anything really. And that's what I find strange about it. It's not that it isn't good because you can see that it is. I'm interested to see how it makes me feel when I get there.
Yeah.
What emotions come over.
The Marvel world doesn't have a look, does it?
No, that's it. Well, it's your world, isn't it? Pretty much. It's just.
Now, Aaron has said that Stark Kitchen looked a little more empty or lifeless. Now, I'm going to disagree with that a bit because what I saw, maybe I saw some close-up shots of things, but it's meant to be like a working factory, and they had Peggy, help me, Carter's desk, and they have notice boards on the wall with
Which
like,
is this Stark Factory or Pim Kitchen? Because
Stark Factory. So
because we've mixed the restaurants there.
I said Stark Factory.
No, I mean Aaron has put Stark Kitchen. So
sorry,
which one
yeah.
are we talking about?
No, yeah. Okay, yeah. Actually, Pim Kitchen does look a little bit lifeless, but I think it's kind of meant to because it's meant to be.
Wait till this giant
It's
pretzels.
meant to be a lab, isn't it? So it's all kind of white.
Yeah.
But the Stark Factory actually looks jam-packed full of detail, and I just want to go around and read every notice on the wall and all the notice boards. That looks like Easter Egg City. That's the only bit where I thought there's a lot of detail.
Well?
I think so, yeah.
Poor Aaron, you've got them correcting themselves.
Sorry,
in
Aaron.
the chat.
No, I just wanted to know which you meant.
I meant Stark Factory.
But I wanted to know which one you meant because they were confused. I wasn't trying to be horrible. I'm
No,
sorry.
that's right.
I'm being
So it
I'm being
did
playful.
mean Stark Factory.
It's the Pessoa talking.
So
I'm getting aggressive.
It's interesting, and we haven't had enough information and visitors yet to go, to get feedback on what it's actually like. I do trust the people who go to media events to not just shill for them. A lot of the ones I follow, I think, would be honest. However, you're in quite an unnatural way of visiting, aren't you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's not organic. It's like, stand here and look at this. And it was turned into a sit-down restaurant with Stark Factory as well. And they were served and had little talks about what the menu was. And we're not going to get that. We might do, because we're quite important.
We're definitely not getting a massive chocolate bar.
No.
I'm so disappointed with that. Really disappointed.
With what?
Massive chocolate bar and lack thereof.
Are you telling me there's no massive chocolate bar?
Well, how would they fit that in? Surely,
The
when
thing
they were
we've
showing
always
us all the
suspected.
food, yeah, surely if they were showing us the food, then it would have been there, wouldn't it? It would
And
have been a
it's-
selling
Give
point.
the
It's a
people
buffet.
what they want, and they want a giant chocolate bar in their face and mouths.
But in a
and
buffet,
a mango whip.
how are they going to do it? On a buffet.
Not there, just somewhere in the park.
Slices,
Just
even a giant
outside.
chocolate and slices of it.
outside on a stall.
Yeah,
Or just sell them in the shop. I don't care. Give me that massive chocolate bar.
There's talk of watching videos and vlogs. Now, we are going in 27 days. I honestly, maybe I should talk about this. I don't know when, but I've tried I've got a reservation for next Sunday, and I tried to price up going.
You should do a video, Lucy. I know I said this in jest, but you really should do a video about your frustrations of trying to sort out this trip, because I think it'd be really interesting.
I'd tried every possible mode of transport, every possible sleeping arrangement, staying in the centre of Paris and getting the RER out. Or I even thought, can I get there via Brussels? It was getting ridiculous. I couldn't get it under £500.
So is anybody going on the 16th?
Yeah, wants to give me a lift.
Coming back on the Monday.
He's passing through.
And I have to be
near
back
Disney
in time
Street.
for work on Monday.
Which is in West Yorkshire.
So at this point, it doesn't look like I'm going. But if we don't, then it's 27 days. And I don't think we will watch vlogs or walkthroughs either.
Whereas
Having
we
said
probably
that,
will.
yeah. Well, there you go. That's just a different tack, isn't it?
Yeah.
We will be
just what we do.
keeping up with the news because we do this show. So I will be looking at photos and Twitter and stuff. But I don't... If it was going to be 6 months before we went, it would be different. But because it's only 27 days, I'm like, no, I want to have an impact when I walk in and go, oh, I'll go, oh.
I think I don't know. We might not. I think we'll probably start in the next couple of weeks with build up and start watching parades and stuff and people's videos again. I tend to have a bit of a break from it, but I'm interested and I like to see stuff. And as we've discussed many times, spoilers ain't spoilers to me.
Yeah.
So, I might do. But I won't tell you guys anything, don't worry.
Yeah.
My secret's safe with me.
If you ever go to Florida, I recommend you don't watch ride-throughs of Rise of the Resistance.
I've already watched one.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, 'cause he
Right,
has.
that's ruined.
He loves it. I just want to go
Didn't
back.
really.
Emma said that car was like the slowest, the slowest car ever. It
Well,
looked
there's
like the
people
slowest
walking
car
around.
ever.
It'd have to be, won't it?
Yeah.
Do we have trip reports and things?
We do. Is that we onto that now? Wow.
Yeah.
That came
I think
around
we are.
quick, didn't it?
Wow.
Have you seen the wine taking effect on my segues?
On me.
I usually do a much smoother segue than that, and I just went, do we have?
You normally say, and that is all she wrote. That is what you normally say. That.
And that is all she wrote.
Oh, great. Should we do a bit of a trip roundup then?
Yeah.
Audience trip roundup.
Our feedback speaker is Bluetooth, and it cuts out every time it's not being used. So when we press the buttons, there's this horrible, tense delay while the music.
All we
cuts
heard
in.
was Roundup. Roundup.
So I'm going to start the audience trip roundup by asking Hugh, who's going to DLP and when are they going?
Oh, Chris, you tasked me in doing this, and I spent about 10 minutes writing these down. It was an arduous task, and I literally just writing down names and numbers. Sam's going in 22 days, so
You should do it in a voice, shouldn't you?
probably just miss us.
Ah, yeah.
Aaron's there in 75 days, Daisy in 15. See, is this interesting?
This is good. This
John
is
in
good.
150. It does get interesting in a bit. John in 157, Emma 68, David 13. Wits Wanderlust are going to Walt Disney World in 97 days, and DLP in 176 days. The Dunn family
Is that Christmas then? Are you going at Christmas?
are winning because they're going to Walt Disney World in 43 days, DLP in 76 days, and DLP again in 132 days.
Blimey.
It's like they love it.
Max
Mark's cheating, and he just says I'm going on the 3rd of December. So he didn't give me the number of days. But then, Magical by Sarah says 77. Who is Nate says 97, Walt Disney World. But then Mark did come back and say 124. Oh, but Magical by Sarah said she's also going to be there when Mark's there.
Ooh.
But that's not 77 days and 124 days don't match. So I guess Magical by Sarah's going twice.
Wits Wanderlust said just after the new year, Lucy. This is all very exciting. Though, isn't
And
it?
Pauline's going in 20. Let's not do that section ever
again. Excellent. I just see people post it in the chat all the time.
Yeah.
And I feel bad that we don't acknowledge it. Maybe what we need is some music to play over the top of it to make it interesting. You can do it in the voice of Christopher Walken. There we go.
And then Wits Wanderlust says, and who is Nate goes with me.
Dunn family are going in 43 days to Walt Disney World and 76 days to DLP and also 132 days back to DLP.
Sarah's going for the 4th time this year.
Just on Sarah. But
This is what I want to do, Sarah, is do this often and go and vlog and do all the things, and I just can't get there.
Well, just while we're talking about Sarah sent through a load of videos and pictures and things of her recent trip, showing us that everything's all stocked up again, which is quite cool. But I didn't want to go and use all that stuff because Sarah vlogs herself. So you should go and check out Magical by Sarah's vlogs and go and see what she's up to. Although we do massively appreciate her coming back to us because she's like our ears on the ground at the moment.
I've watched them.
She is. She's a correspondent.
Yeah.
So, things to talk about. We have a new Patreon pal called Kelly Rivera. And she'd like a shout out in the voice of Mickey Mouse, Hugh.
Just a shout out.
Yeah, just a hello.
Thanks, Kelly. Thanks so much for becoming a pal. It's real swell. Gosh.
Excellent.
You should make a sideline in doing like reveal phone calls to kids.
Sounds a bit weird.
Okay.
I reckon Disney would shut you down.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, no, but it would have to be like... I'd have to call myself like Magical Mouse or something. You know what I mean? You could never use the name. It'd be like, get a magical phone call from a magical mouse. And yeah, and I'd be like,
Hi, I'm a generic, non-branded mouse. Gosh. Happy birthday.
The kid would be like, Mum, what the heck was that? You've ruined my 7th birthday.
Gosh, mouse friend.
Daisy's just ordered a Tiki Cup t-shirt.
Oh, what colour? David got a red one, by the way. The James family have been in touch, and they've sent a really nice email, so I thought I'd read that out.
Yes.
Okay. How's that? Hi, everyone. We're a family of 4, including an energetic boy aged 7 and a princess-obsessed girl aged 5. We now reside in Adelaide, having emigrated 5 years ago, and we're heading back to the UK to see some family and friends in a couple of weeks, which we're all dead excited about. Our nearest Disney park is Hong Kong, some 12 hours away, so we decided to stop off in DLP before heading to the UK, providing the family are still on talking terms. Following the 20-plus hour flights. We arrive into Paris early morning, have a day to get over the jet lag, and in the Explorers Hotel before hitting the parks for 3 days, staying at Newport Bay. This really will be a once-in-a-lifetime trip. How awesome does that sound?
That sounds amazing. I don't think jet lag's as bad flying. This is, in my opinion, flying east. It's worse flying west.
Yeah.
Have you found that?
I have no experience of long haul, but I will tell you, I have felt refreshed and alive all week when I was in Switzerland an hour ahead, and when I came back I felt tired because I'm an hour behind. So yeah, no, my experience is not the other way.
That's the other way.
The other way, yeah, the opposite way. But I don't know because I've never done a long haul.
Well, you'd have gone to bed earlier.
Yeah,
on the way there.
Yeah. Also, I got back at 1:30 in the morning, so that's probably why I've been tired since.
Yeah.
We booked this trip months and months ago and followed the opening of Avengers Campus closely, only to find out we would miss the opening by 3 days.
No! And you won't have annual passes to get annual pass previews either,
Our last day is the 16th of July.
Oh, that's devastating.
Gutting. My son is 7 and, of course, a Marvel nut. He was disappointed, but we convinced him he would still have an amazing time and could still meet some of his heroes. Well, now the hero experience, character meet, and the studios have stopped as well. There's nothing Marvel-related left to do. Go into the Art of Marvel Hotel.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, some of the experiences of people staying there only, but just visiting it is worth it. You know what I mean? The lobby and the gift shop alone. Yeah. And so we had a Spider-Man mad 3-year-old with us, and he loved it, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And his parents, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just acquired a child.
I can't help feel pretty disappointed and God, I can't speak. Disappointed and unlucky to miss the Avengers Campus. Told it would be early summer, but now they have taken the character meets away too and starting to feel a little bit hard done by.
Oh.
Seems these guests arriving before the opening miss out. Coming from Australia, we can't just change dates to later in the year, obviously. We can't even do the character meets at New York Art of Marvel Hotel as we're not staying there. I'm sure we'll still have an amazing time and wanted to thank you for the show and all the advice. Thanks, the James family.
Oh, it makes me want to try do something. I'm like, I've got a reservation for the 7th. Mind you, they leave on the 16th, don't they? I've got a reservation for the 17th, but I can't get my annual pass for one person.
Daisy and David are going to be there at the same time with the same T-shirt.
So they're going to be there this
Same colour
week.
as well.
I don't know.
They're going to be there, the James family.
Yeah.
So they leave Disneyland Paris on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
They've got 3 days there, so they'll be going on the Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll be packed then. Are you all packed? That's so exciting.
Well, you're packed. You'd be packed.
I'd be packed. You two would both have damp clothes on the clothes horse at this
I
point.
bet you're nearly
wouldn't you?
packed for our trip in August, aren't you?
To be honest, yeah.
And we'll leave it at that. So the next thing we have is Suzanne Miller sent a message, Lucy, you
Yeah.
mentioned. Do you want to talk
I'm
about
going to
that?
read it because
Yeah.
she said it to me. Well, she didn't send it to me, but
Oh,
I was mentioned.
we had one on Twitter as well, but it was quite hard to answer, so none of us answered it. Maybe I'll mention it in a minute.
Did we? Yeah, do mention it in a minute because I've missed that.
Hi, Lucy and the boys. I've been listening for a while, and we've got our trip to Disneyland Paris to celebrate my 40th coming up on the 20th of July. Yes, we're one of those jammy ones who had booked age. Oh, I'm so sorry, James' family. We're one of those jammy ones who booked ages before Avengers campus announcement, and they're there on the opening. That's quite special, isn't it? But it might be
4
packed.
days difference there. Look at that.
It might be packed, but congratulations on your 40th. I am in that club as well. So there's only like 2 months between us. That's fun. We've kept it a surprise and are telling the children via clues on a scavenger hunt
Yes.
next Sunday, 2 days before we set off.
Oh, fun.
That is brilliant. We've done that. It was a really good scavenger hunt, but we did it on the morning we were setting off, and it was a mistake because it was the day after her birthday, and we told her there was one more birthday surprise. I think she thought it was, I don't know, a big gift or something. And when she opened the front porch, all the suitcases were packed, and she'd followed like 7 or 8 clues, getting more and more excited. And then when she saw the suitcases, she cried.
You mentioned this on your video this week,
I
but
did.
didn't tell the story.
No,
so I'm
I
glad
didn't.
you mentioned
Well, that's kind of why I want
Yeah.
to talk now. It was for 2 reasons she cried. One was, I think, if she's honest, she was expecting a gift. But the other thing is, even when she was, because this was her 5th birthday, even at that age, she wanted to help pack, didn't she?
She
and
wants to
plan.
get involved. Like, it's too much
And
to
it
go.
was too sudden and
It's too much to go. You now drop what you're doing. You come in with us. I wouldn't like that.
Get in the
Yeah, I
car.
know.
But you
But-
just got to the toilet. God, for goodness sake, get your shoes on.
So I think 2 days before you go, that's a well judged idea, Suzanne. I think that's close enough for it to be quite imminent without just throwing them off kilter. Looking at the temperature for the next fortnight, it's going to be pushing 100 degrees Fahrenheit at DLP. Can someone exchange that to Celsius for me, please? Thank you. If you have time on the next pod or 2, that's now. Please could you give me some top tips as to where
It's
to hide
nearly
from the heat?
38 Celsius.
That's
Centigrade.
That's mad hot.
What's centigrade?
Pretty darn hot.
That's mad hot.
That's hot, man.
Yeah.
What is it's 100. It's hot, man. It's
yeah.
hot.
If you have a time in the next pod or 2, could you please give some top tips on where to hide from the heat and any must-bring items to keep cool? Like you, I'm a northerner. Word up. So boiling temperatures are not my natural habitat. Finally, I wanted to thank you for all your podcasts and videos. They've given me so much Disney magic and really helped my planning since our first trip back since 2017. Have a magical day. Yay! That's so lovely to hear. Right, heat.
Well, I nearly got knocked over there.
Heat. You
Heat.
did the right thing saying where to hide from it, because all the other tips are like, you know what hot feels like and you probably know how you deal with it. But in Disneyland Paris, I think the key is where can I get some air conditioning. So queues you don't want to go in are the outdoor ones in Fantasyland are brutal. That kind of includes Casey's and the Storybook ride, although to be fair, there's a lot of trees to give you some shade. But
Dappled light.
if it's 38 degrees, that isn't going to go as far as you want it to go, is it? So, like, Pirates has got a really good dark, cold queue. I think even though they're kind of open to the elements, I think you'd be okay with Snow White and Pinocchio. Things like
Yeah, they'll probably
Star
just be quite
Wars.
humid in there, though, won't they?
There might be, actually. There's a lot of bodies, isn't there?
Most of Phantom Manor is covered.
It's covered,
Yeah.
but it's not indoors. Star Wars and Star Tours and Hyperspace Mountain are both indoor queues, aren't they? Quite nicely cool.
Autopia's nicely covered as well, actually.
It's covered, but it's still outdoors.
It's outdoors, but it's covered, yeah.
And then apart from that, I would recommend spending time in the arcades, because they will be obviously go in a lot of shops and make sure you plan a good sort of 45 minutes to an hour meal in the middle of the day, even if that's quick service. just go inside and sit down for a bit would be my advice. But you've got the arcades either side that are a good place to go and hide.
If you're staying on site, use the pools.
Yes.
Use them.
Talk to with the teching kids. Yes, you are teching. Of course you are, because you're doing your treasure hunt. Talk to your kids beforehand and say, look, if you get too hot and tired, tell us and we'll go back to the hotel. Is the thing, because you can make that mistake of, we're in Disney World, we've got to plough through. And I think overall your experience is better if you go to the pool for an hour, isn't it?
You're actually worrying me a little bit with this conversation, because at no point at all had I considered the fact that we're going in August. And every time I've been before, it's been like autumn, winter, and it's been freezing. So and actually, I don't cope with the heat well at all. When I got here today, I said to you, I'm sun shy. I hate the heat, but yeah, I'm gonna have to have a hat and all sorts of
you see,
things I need to do before I'm ready to go. You
my
can buy
memories,
spray, can't you? Have you seen that air spray?
Yeah, the cooling spray, hand fans, but I prefer fans, to be honest, to electric fans. But whatever your favourite thing is, we've taken cooling towels and not used them on 2 Florida trips yet. I think it's a vanity thing in that I take so long planning my outfit, I don't want a big blue towel hanging around it. But other people recommend those.
Shows, so Emma's just put Mickey's Magic. Yeah, shows are a great idea.
Yeah, just find some time just to go inside and sit down and relax.
I must
recharge and then go back out into it.
The train would be good because there'll be a bit of a breeze as well.
Actually going on rides is good for cooling down.
Yeah.
My hottest memories in a Disney park isn't Florida, it's Paris. We have had some crazy
That's where I had a meltdown. And I was saying, can we just sit down for just 5 minutes?
Yeah.
took me. Take your shoes off.
Oh,
take your shoes off and sit down.
Yeah, we were talking about this,
but not
today.
in that order. Not in that order.
Like I said, we've just got this message. What do you think? What we're going to say? You need somewhere. If you're going to wait for the parade, you need to find somewhere shaded, and there are very few shaded spots where the parade is. So don't wait for the parade in the hub. You will find one side of Main Street, depending on the time of day, will be shaded. But we like to have the area in front of Small World, and there's some like turrets and a bridge. And if you can sit right next to one of those turrets, that's where you had your meltdown, isn't it?
Yep.
Then that's a good...
that's where I got over my meltdown.
Yeah, that's where we went when he just couldn't cope anymore. We just sat on the floor with no shoes on. But yeah, that area, there's some shading down there, and the last thing you want to do is sit yourself down in the hub in 38 degrees and wait for a parade. You'd hate it.
I've got 3 things.
Yes.
3 quick things. First of all, Joey would like a birthday shout out for this Thursday, celebrating Disney style. On the birthday, on the 14th of July. So, Joey.
Do you want me to play it?
Let's do the song.
Right, okay. I can't find it. And where is it? It's not there. It's not there. It's not there either. I wasn't prepared for this. Here we go.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Joey. So that was the first one. The other one was which one of us was saying was I talking about their questions which are on Instagram? No, but does that mean we've missed someone on Instagram?
Possibly.
The question I was talking about was Bonnie was saying on Twitter, we're heading to DLP from Australia, Boxing Day 22. Thinking of New Year's Eve in DLP. Any thoughts, suggestions? And well,
do it.
It was with all respect, it was a little vague. So yeah, our response was, our advice is
that sounds awesome.
Do that.
Do that.
But if Bonnie's listening, I don't know if you're listening, Bonnie. But was there anything in particular you would like to know?
I will say that is an extremely busy week between Boxing Day and New Year. However, if you have no choice, if that's when you're travelling, that's when you're travelling. So prepare for crowds and all the things that go with that. Prepare for the cold. You're coming from Australia. I hate to break it to you. You're going to freeze your nips off, basically. The last week in December in Paris, it won't be fun. But... It will be amazing because New Year's Eve the celebrations are amazing, and the Christmas, you get the tail end of Christmas as well. So I just think you get the best of everything.
My advice is if you are coming to mainland Europe and you're in a crowded space, hold your ground.
I thought you were going to say hug the person next to you because it's so cold.
Well, you don't need
Hug a
to. You don't need
stranger.
to because they're basically on top of you. All right. If you move an inch, they will fill that gap, and if you move further away out of politeness, they will fill that gap. So hold your ground. Mark out your space. Hold your ground. Stand the line. Right. I found Wits Wanderlust question.
Yes.
Yes, you found
And
it too.
it was that question, wasn't it? I
Yes.
sent it through to Lucy, and we all kind of said, "I'm not quite sure how we can answer."
Yeah, we might not be able to answer
properly.
it. So the question was, what was the question, Chris?
I do have a question for Lucy.
I said I needed to research it. It was to do with Infinity.
It is. Do you know if Infinity Pass holders are allowed to bring a guest with them to 1, early park entry, and 2, reserved seating for fireworks and parades?
When they first were launched, I know for a fact that you couldn't do it for the fireworks and parades because our idea was to buy 1 for the family, sneak the other 2 in with magic passes, and it'd be fine. I don't know about early magic hours. I mean, I presume you can. If you're buying the companion tickets, I presume you can. This is where we need Patrick. But I know that you...
Patrick, we summon you now in our
know.
hour of need.
Get him on the Bifrost.
I know for a fact... Well, I know that when it was launched, which was about 5 years ago, it changed from whatever it was before to Infinity that you couldn't then because I decided we weren't going to get Infinity at that point. They might have changed the rules since. You would need to look up that yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Is that bad to pass the book back to them?
Well, sometimes we don't know, and we don't want to give
No,
wrong advice out.
'cause
Sometimes we just don't know.
we're enthusiasts. We're not travel agents. We just do our thing.
Hi, Penny. She says, sorry, I've missed you recently. Hope you're all good. She's currently sick with COVID, but getting better. Avengers Campus looks incredible. My parents have it too, Penny, so... I was going to say you're in good company, but they're a couple of idiots.
Whoa!
I have 2 more.
They're not. They're fine. They're fine.
I have 2 more things, but I'm also conscious of time.
Because, we said earlier, we'll do a short one.
But I'm also conscious that one of the things
Yeah.
is the one that we forgot that Darren Dunn had to remind us of last week. Which
Do
was
the thing.
Their report. So
We all love
I've
a
got a
good-
report, and then I've got a show and tell, which is beyond awesome.
yeah.
Okay. Dunn family trip report, which is also awesome. Sorry, just disclaimer. We had a trip report from the 8th of May. This is to the 11th. We had a great 4-day daddy-daughter trip. We drove over again, as this is the best way in case you have to spend up. We stayed at Residence du Parc in Val d'Europe. We had a twin room, which was spacious and clean. Mini kitchen would come in handy if eating away from the parks. Lots of car parking and patisseries around the corner, a pharmacy, pizza place, and an off-licence. Nice place, only 10 minutes from the park, straight across a few roundabouts and then into the car park. Decent. Weather for the 4 days was wonderful. Average 25 degrees per day, so don't forget sun cream, which we did on the second day. Oops.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
Oops.
good. Day 1 was in Disneyland Park. As soon as we arrived, 2 p.m, we caught the parade starting, so great start. Was colourful and upbeat. Then onto our top ride, Big Thunder Mountain. Crowds were quite big, bigger than I anticipated, but didn't make our visit any worse. We spent the whole day in the park going on most rides and didn't do character meets, but we did see a lot of hugging. Then we watched the pre-fireworks show, D-Light, which was an amazing show in itself. Then the illuminations, which we've seen a few times now, so we knew what to expect, but really good all the same. Day 2, popped into Disney Park for extra magic time, straight onto Big Thunder Mountain a couple of times, then Hyperspace Mountain, and then into the studios. First ride, Tower of Terror, managed to get on that 3 times that day. That's not bad going, is it? With a little wait each time. Loved the updated overlay with the little scary girl. Spoilers. Had our first ride. Doesn't bother me, but these two here.
I probably wouldn't have noticed the difference. I'd have gone, oh, there's that girl that's always there.
Had our first ride ever on RC Racer. Great ride, nice bit of airtime on it again, about 45-minute wait. Left the park and had a coffee at Art of Marvel's Bleecker Street Cafe. Very nice, well-deserved sit down. Took in the atmosphere and headed back to Disney Park. We had a meal at Billy Bob's, which was very good. Nice food, all hot. And the 30th desserts were very nice. Discount added for annual pass. Then headed to a few rides while everyone was waiting for the illuminations. Bumped into YouTubers Helena and Martin on his birthday too. Nice chat, nice couple. I watched some of their vlogs the other day, actually. In fact, I think they were the ones who was... did I mention that he got one of the Spirit jerseys? I think a couple of weeks ago. And it was really cool.
Yeah.
That day ended with a hot chocolate. Day 3, a well-deserved lay in, then a mixed day of rides in both parks, lunch at Casey's, then a lovely 1 hour, 50-minute wait for Crush's Coaster. And I can say it's not worth that amount of waiting time.
It's not.
I think you messaged us at the time, actually, Darren, didn't you? Saying that I think you sent a picture of him stood in the queue or something along those lines. Dinner that night at Planet Hollywood, which again was very tasty and good value. Good valve, it says here. Also had a discount annual pass there. Back to the park for more Big Thunder Mountain and watched Delight again and headed to the car park.
You'll be eating humble pie if you go there and there's a lovely valve. Won't you? There is a valve.
Heading back to the car park while everyone was watching Illuminations. Day 4, up and out, hotel, straight to Disney Park for Early Magic Time and another ride on Big Thunder Mountain. Wow, you've done that a lot of times.
Well, it's an awesome ride.
Actually, I've still not been on it. That is our...
You will love it,
I know.
Chris.
Are we taking the boys as
Hurts
well
my knees.
Okay.
Just saying.
What?
Thunder Mountain.
You've never told me that.
I think I have.
Carry on.
Late breakfast at Annette's, which is delicious and great value for money. A couple more rides, a bit of shopping, and then set off for the tunnel. Straightforward drive. Sat-nav sent me up with the A16, which wasn't too bad. Had to pay an extra €28 at the check-in machine at port as we wanted an early train. Otherwise, we had a 3-hour wait, so paid reluctantly. Yeah, fair enough.
No,
How much?
I'd pay that.
€28.
For 3 hours.
I'd pay that to get home 3 hours early.
Sometimes you just get on there, don't you? But
Yeah.
It must just be...
We've just been next train. We've just been swept on before.
I
But
think
3
probably an hour
hours.
or so, yeah, 3 hours
3
quite a long
hours is
time.
quite a lot.
Disney Blues kicked in about 12 hours later, so booked again to go. Just me and Mrs. Dunn, end of September. We were hearing about these earlier, weren't we? Even though we're off to Walt Disney World in 96 days, which is less than that now, isn't it? I did a video...
43 days.
A bit each day, and I'm currently editing it, and we'll upload it to YouTube soon. So make sure you send us the link, and we'll bang it in the comments when it's up there. Sorry, a bit long, but obviously you can't. You can take out what you want. Thanks again to all of you for the show. It really feels like a little family.
I know we're running over, but I just want to say this quick. I've never been on Crush's Coaster. I get travel sick, and it's a roller coaster that spins, and I just instinctively know, not for me. I'm not bothered about the franchise. I don't like the sound of it. I might never go on it. However, someone recently, and I can't remember who it was, I'm sorry if it was you, said they'd been looking at the app and Crush's Coaster was always over 90 minutes. Do I have any tips? And I was like, yes, don't
go on it.
Don't do Crush's Coaster.
Single rider.
Single rider.
Even if there's a bunch of you, just all go in the single rider line.
But
I went on single rider and it was about 35 or 40 minutes or something. I can't remember how long
But
it was, but it wasn't
honestly,
too long.
Even from people who've gone on it, I don't think it's like, again, in America, like Rise of the Resistance and Flight of Passage, where you'd feel like you'd missed out if you got home and you hadn't done it. It's not that iconic a ride, and it's 2 hours out of your holiday, and it won't ruin your holiday if you don't do it.
Darren's just said, I bet you the queues go down at Crush's Coaster when Avengers is open.
Yes, I think
Very
you're probably
likely.
right. Yeah.
Fairly likely.
Or
the capacity will be up on it, I guess.
Well,
Yeah, will it?
Or will there be more people in that park? Because
Yeah.
let's face it, it's a half-day
I think
park.
it'll be
Will
about
there
the same.
more people in the park wanting something to do after they've been to Avengers Campus
Potentially.
or before they
Yeah,
go?
potentially.
We'll see.
Right, last thing.
Okay.
This is ace. Do you remember a while ago, Sam Cartwright got in touch and said,
Yes.
I want to give you some ears for your giveaway that we're going to do at some point in the summer. We might leave it till our second birthday. Now,
And she gave us
sometime
she gave us some options, and then she offered, or I can just do a new one, and we were like, new one, we want new.
So she's made us a set of ears to give away.
Yeah.
But that's not all. So first off, there's a couple of scrunchies. Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
And they pretty.
Bonnie loves the scrunchie. Like,
Yeah.
in a weird way. Why does she love scrunchies so
are
much?
these for the giveaway and not for Bonnie?
They
Oh,
they are
okay.
for the giveaway. don't you get
Bonnie's
all
gonna love all this. No, we're gonna give this away.
And you will never see us again. Yeah, they're lovely.
Thank you. for
Then-
these lovely scrunchies.
She's done these ears.
Oh, let me
You need
see
to see
them.
you need to see both sides of it.
Oh.
Oh, they're very nice.
They're
Let me
Avengers.
describe them for the listeners. They are Avengers ones with a sparkly mini bow. We have Avengers all around the front, and on the back is a red pattern finishing off. I call that the tails side.
But that's not all. Because she's done a second pair of ears as well. And look at those.
Oh, Sam.
Now, is that the green is disappearing? A lot of that is green.
Three
But
caballeros.
Hugh, will you picture them and tweet
Three
them, please?
caballeros, and you've got a kind. Well, I think it's still three caballeros on the back, but you end up with sort of the Mayan tiki elements there, and the carrots on the front. They're too good.
Without the bow, I would wear those.
Can I steal these? Can I get away with this? I think I can.
Yeah. I showed them to Laura, and she said, I love those three caballero ones.
Yeah.
I want a pair.
Hey, listen, we are not doing the Marvel ones down because they are amazing.
No, they are.
But
we just love the three caballeros.
We are three caballeros.
And she knows that.
The effort and care that has gone into those is just fantastic, Sam.
They've got
honestly.
really nice trimming around the sides as well.
We need to do the three caballeros as a Disney bound, don't we?
On that Monday.
Yeah, we do.
Although I was going to Avengers Disney bound that
Could
day
we manage to
because-
do that in our 37 Disney Street t-shirts? I bet we could if we got the right colours.
Yeah, maybe.
yeah.
So Sam's done such a good job with these. I showed them to Lucas and Ollie, and they said, you can make your own ears. And now they want to make their own ears. But I went back to Sam and said, my wife loves those three caballeros ears, and I think other people are going to love them as well. Now, she was talking about setting up an Etsy shop, but she hasn't done so. She's given me some details. She's given me an email address. So if anybody actually wants to get in touch with her, she hasn't given me any prices or anything, but if you're interested in some ears from her, she's quite happy for you to solicit her. Oh, is that the right way around? Yes.
Yeah, solicit her. Yeah.
So I'm going to put the email address she's asked me to give into the description when I set all this up later on.
Is that okay to do?
She's like, I've asked her permission, and she said
Okay.
yes. She said you can use this and share it.
Okay.
So I will be sharing that email address. It's not her other email address that she uses regularly. It's a different one, so it's separate.
I just on the talking of the second birthday and the giveaway and all that, we were discussing.
Yes, we were
beforehand that for either the second birthday or reaching 2,000 subscribers.
I think second birthday.
I think it all happens about the same time.
Hopefully.
We're going to do a long charity live stream. We were talking 4 hours. It might even be longer. But a charity live stream and set it up so that you can donate. And we've got a couple of charities in mind. We'll discuss it between us and let you know for definite.
I'm going to get so drunk. 4 hours.
Is it going to be like Children in Need, but it's just us?
It'll be,
it is, yeah.
It'll be Hugh Rain in need.
Hugh in a
after.
bath
But
of baked beans.
We're gonna be taking requests. You can pay for us to do horrible things to ourselves.
We might get the
I
kids
don't
involved
know.
in some
What's this for
kind of
charity?
way.
Yeah, you see,
For charity.
you don't understand how averse to spice I am. Like the average korma is too
Don't
much
give
for
them
me.
ideas.
And I was gonna say,
But do.
for every time someone donates £50 or more, I will take a
£50?
spoonful of hot sauce. That doesn't seem much to do, but for me that's a lot. But things like that. We're
She's
gonna
just
get
throwing
some
ideas about at the
I'd
moment.
love to see Lucy have because honestly, sometimes we'll eat something and she'll go, this has got a kick to it, and I'll go, I mean, it's got some pepper in it. I don't mean like peppers. I mean
And
like,
I'm like
salt and
that.
pepper.
Forget
I
the
go,
charity.
It's a bit peppery, but it's not hot. And she's going,
Forget the charity.
might
This could be
die.
a regular feature, Hugh. We could make this just a regular feature on the show.
I've always wanted to do hot ones, but I'll never be famous enough for that show.
Well, maybe we could do it against
Paul Rudd
each,
on that is just brilliant.
against each other on
Yeah,
the
look at
charity
us,
show.
look at us.
It might only be
at us.
loosely associated with Disney the way we're talking. This could just turn into chaos.
Yes.
But we're going to try and get a Sunday in September. So there's probably only 4. So there'll be one Sunday in September when we decide to do this. And it'll probably run from mid-afternoon till this sort of time, I should imagine.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We'll give you more details when we have
There's a lot
them.
of planning to do for this because it was literally just something she suggested 20 minutes before we came online tonight.
If listeners want to know what these ears and scrunchies look like, I will tweet them and I'll put the hashtag 37 Disney Street ears.
Nice.
Ears.
Nice. I
Hashtag
like that.
37 Disney Street ears, and you'll be able to find them there.
Yay.
So what we're doing next, guys?
We're talking about Lightyear.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Lightyear on that. Do you remember that classic show we used to do?
I know.
yeah.
And also, do I remember that film that we watched like a
we watched it
lifetime ago?
several weeks ago. That's my fault.
It'll
for
all
being-
come back to you, don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'll be a short one anyway. We're not going to do like an hour and 20 minutes like we sometimes did.
No.
50 minutes tops.
It's good that we had a short show today, though, so that we could fit it in.
Yeah, sure. Sorry, everyone.
Go on then, Lucy.
Okay, thank you all very much for watching. I've been Lucy. These have been the boys. Goodbye.
Bye.
Not the boys on Amazon, but just us. Just being
Oh no, because
men,
that's
just normal innocent.
that's X-rated.
It's just men.
It's innocent men.
Just innocent men.